Okay. Perfect. All right. Hopefully I can see who's tuning in, but I trust. Okay. I'll start this off, this little mini training off with a story. And I've been patiently waiting for when I get to share this transmission with you. But for many of you who know, one of my initiations was in college when my best friend transitioned, my best friend, Nikki, when I was 21 years old. And that opened me up. It opened me up to a world of questioning everything and dissolving and dismantling everything I knew about my beliefs in what it means to be a human, where we go when we leave this earth plane, why people leave this earth plane potentially too soon, why there's hurt in the world, why there's suffering in the world. And through this quest, I began to attune to what felt like truth in my body in the form of my beliefs. And what this did is it allowed me to feel better. I simply was in a place of grieving and reattuning myself to, does this feel like truth? What feels like truth in my body? Questioning everything allowed me to feel better. Then I was in my 20s, went back to college life and school and got my first job. And what I noticed is I was out of alignment. Like I was falling further from my wholeness, falling further from my true essence, from my authentic self, and had another cosmic 2x4, which led me into reclaiming my health journey, my vitality, my aliveness, leaving corporate, starting my own business, right? It's been initiation after initiation. And in December of 2021, Nikki's mother, Joy, also transitioned from cancer after a long battle with cancer. And when I was with her in December at her home in North Carolina, I was helping her make a scrapbook for her son. And I opened up this photo chest in front of her bed to grab these photos. And this fell out. This fell out. And I open it up. And here is what it is. And I had no idea what it meant. All I knew is I'm like, oh, Egypt. Okay, I'm supposed to be going to Egypt this year. In full disclosure, I had verbally committed, actually, I verbally and started putting down payments down and installments down to go to Egypt in April. And I'm sorry, yeah, to go to Egypt in April. In November, in October, I had decided to go. In November, I started making the installments. And by December, I was in a lot of fear. I did not want to go anymore. I was just a mess, not wanting to go, resisting, all of the things. And then this fell out. And it was in this moment that I knew that I was meant to go. I just had this impulse and this urge. And I asked Joy, I said, where did you get this from? And she said, from a colleague who made it for me many, many years ago. She's like, I have no idea what it means. I have no idea why it's in here. And I shit you not, this fell to my feet. Like it like flew out of the chest and plopped down at my feet. So I asked her if I could have it. She said, of course. I felt called to bring it on my journey to Egypt with me. And this is made from papyrus, from the papyrus plant. We went to an authentic papyrus shop and I had no desire to buy anything. I was like, no, I don't really feel called to buy any artwork or anything. And I immediately had this rush come over me of like, take out. I forgot I had it with me. It was in my journal as a bookmark. Take this out and show it to Noha, which was this beautiful soul, the beautiful Egyptologist that was helping us while we were in Egypt to really be able to ground the information and understand the messaging from this sacred land. And when I showed it to her, she started to explain what it meant. I had no idea that these are literal depictions of hieroglyphics that are shown in the temples. She said she had never seen this one before. And then about 20 minutes later, she pulled me aside and said, Lindsay, I found the image. I found it here on the wall, but you don't have the full picture. You only have half of the picture. So I'm sitting here like, all right, well, I've got to see it. So I'm gonna, oh, my light just went out. Interesting how I say, I got to see it. How am I sourcing my light? There we go. There we go. Oh my gosh. Wow. Let's hope this works. It's like a connection issue. This is real time, friends. Oh my goodness. Maybe I'm not meant to have my light on. If it doesn't work after that, I'm trusting that I'm meant to be in the dark for this. It kind of looks like my light's a halo above my head. So let me go ahead and show you. Okay. Hopefully you can see this. Let's see. I'm going to connect. Ooh. Okay, perfect. Connect. And if you hear Luna, she's whining now to get in the room. Lots of distractions. So as you can see, the graphic that I had was this half. And so I knew in that moment that I needed to buy this, that there were more messages here for me. And in the moment, I asked Noha what the full depiction meant and who was represented here. And since I've come back and I've integrated, she's provided more clarity for me. And what's so fascinating is I was in meditation today and I was connecting with Isis, and I got all these messages around because I've been really feeling a lot of disconnection. I've been feeling like almost a lack of clarity. Like I have clarity, I have vision, but the mechanism and the logistics, and there's just a lot of feeling like I'm running out of time, feeling like I don't know how to call in the proper support, feeling like I know what I'm supposed to do, but I don't know how to get there. And there's just been a lot of moving parts and things that are falling apart and things that aren't working anymore that used to work, and vice versa, things that are now working that I didn't necessarily have in my peripheral. And it's been very confusing. And the messages that I received from Isis today are, this is what you're missing. This is what you're missing in this moment. The key is to surrender, which was the first key code. Like, simply, can you just surrender into trusting that the divine has your back, trusting that you have this multidimensional family. You have, in this moment, all of us have this ability to connect with the divine in any moment. Can we first surrender and just allow ourselves to be held and trust that we are supported? I'll stop sharing for a moment because I'm not ready to share the graphic with you. Then when you're in that surrendered, trusting place and feeling held by the divine, then my husband's saying it stinks because I'm burning sage. Bless his heart. He'll never get used to that, I don't think. So when we surrender and we're fully in trust that we are held by the divine, then we can meet our wholeness, which is where our human self meets our holy self, where our human self, our earthly self, meets our divine self. And this is the key, is that all of this support, all of these supports are simply energies, are simply templates and archetypes that are here to show us our divinity, our power, right? Like all of these archetypes, like Isis is showing me the places within me that are also that reside within that divinity. And so once we surrender and trust that we're held, then we can mold and synthesize and alchemize our earthly self and our multidimensional self, however you want to say it, right? The bridge between heaven and earth. That's what we're synthesizing here in our wholeness. So our humanness, our shadow, right? All of aspects of self, all aspects of the diamond, including the facets of the diamond that are otherworldly, that are godly, that are the Christed beings, that are crystalline consciousness. And once we're in that place, that is when truth aligns. That's when we're in alignment. That's when everything is in cosmic order. So the reason why I'm showing this to you now, order. So the reason, there we go. So those were the messages that I received, and I'm sitting here like, oh my goodness, this is it. Like I needed to find the half of that picture. I only had the half of the picture. I went to Egypt, right? I had these profound experiences. I'm still synthesizing and integrating, and it's the integration is still happening. So here, this is Nefertari, Queen Nefertari, the only queen, the only non-goddess who had a temple built after her. Nefertari represents us, the women of the Awakened Woman Collective, our human self, right? The queen self. This is Nefertari holding hands with Isis. And how we know it's Isis is her cartouche here. So Isis is holding her hand, is linking arms with her, is supporting her. And Nefertari, right, is holding her hand, right? Nefertari is surrendering and trusting in the divine support. They are shoulder to shoulder. They are linking arms. There is no hierarchy. So Isis is holding a staff. Her dress is made of stars, right? Showing like the cosmos, that connection with the cosmos. She's wearing the sun disk here and the horns as well. So Isis in this moment is showing Nefertari how to heal. Now it's pouring rain as I'm talking about this. So many distractions. My dog, Chad, the pouring rain. So this is Nefertari surrendering into trusting the divine and linking arms for healing, for prosperity, for abundance, for vitality, for power, for that innate wisdom and power. So this is the first step. Now I want to show you over here, this is also Nefertari once she has surrendered and trusted that unconditionally loving support, we'll call it Isis, but again, it doesn't matter. Whatever that universal intelligence is for you, whoever that template or archetype is, once we've linked arms in this way with the divine, we become one with the divine. So you can see this is actually Nefertari over here, but what is she doing? She's sitting on a throne. Now her dress is made of the cosmos. She's carrying the Ankh, the key of life. She's also holding a staff. She's also wearing the sun disk and horns. So this is it. And this is what I received in meditation today, right? Surrender and trust. What was happening this whole week is I was moving into my old patterns of simply just humanness. And I was forgetting about my divine self. And so what that was doing is it was pulling me further away from trust. It was pulling me further away from clarity. It was making things a lot more difficult and challenging than they needed to be. And so that's what Isis showed me in meditation. And then all of a sudden the light bulbs went off. This is what this image represents. So Nefertari is me. She is you. She is me. She is the queen who is then holding hands and linking arms with goddess Isis. Again, whatever archetypal energy works for you in the form of feeling your divinity and your power and your connection with universal love. Then this is the alchemy, the synthesis. This is where we become one with the divine. We become one with our holy self. We are human and we are extraordinary. We are ordinary and we're extraordinary. We are the shadow and we are the light. We are the student and we are the teacher. And once we are in this place of truly basking in all facets of self, in our pure crystalline consciousness, while we still have our human moments, right? We get to be a human and we get to believe in our ability to create miracles. And this is Mott, who is really the goddess of truth and cosmic order. So now Nefertari, again, is at one with her wholeness and her divine self, and she is in front of beautiful goddess Mott. And this is where attunement lives. This is where our truth lives. This is where our authenticity lives. This is where everything that's written in the stars becomes easier to follow our destiny, to follow our path. This is where, right, like none of the conditioning lives and none of the personality lives. This is where all of us lives, in our truth. And so why this feels so important to share is it's no accident that 2 weeks before beautiful Joy transitioned and left this earth, I had half the picture. And what was I missing? I was missing the half that had me surrendering and trusting, and me linking arms with the divine, right? There's a part of us that thinks that these energies are outside of us or better than us or higher than us, but simply it's just like anything else. These energies are here to support us in our remembrance. These energies are here to show us the parts of ourselves that live within. Just like the shadow, just like the light, right? We are literally all of it. We are the bum on the street, the homeless man on the street. We are the student, we are the teacher, we are the person bagging our groceries. We are the, poor families that are experiencing loss in Texas. We are the shooter, we are the Putins of the world, we are the Bin Ladens of the world, we are the Saddam Husseins of the world. We are the godlike energy, we are the Christed beings, we are the crystalline beings, we are literally all of it. And so the ticket is, it is not our place to judge anyone. It is not our place to put anyone, including ourselves, on a pedestal. It's our place to just bask in wholeness, in all facets of the diamond, and to trust in our support. And even if it starts off as a whisper, and what happens is once we start to trust in the whispers of our support from our guidance, and there's so much support, there's so many dimensions, there's a lot of support, a lot of it, a lot. So what happens is once we start to tune the dial of our frequency, right, once we start to raise our vibration, it becomes easier to feel the sensations, to hear the messages, to understand what's really at play here. And awakening is really just an understanding of our spiritual evolution. It's a deeper understanding of why we're here. And what's causing more separation, and what's causing more divisiveness, and what's causing us to be at war is because we're at war with ourselves. It's because we look outside of ourselves for the answers. It's because we think all of this support and all of these energies live outside of us. It's because we think that we are not that. It's because we still believe in right and wrong and good or bad, or how dare they. I can't believe they did that to me. I can't believe they did this to this person. How uneducated. They're voting for this person. They're voting for that party. They're vaccinating. They're not vaccinating. This is why there's so much separation. Because we constantly want to have the answers be outside of ourselves. We constantly want to look outside of ourselves for the answers. We constantly want to blame because it's easier. It's easier to say, I am not that. It's easier to say, this person did this to me. than to look at ourselves. And how looking at ourselves becomes easier and gentler and simpler is when we can trust in our divine support. So I really hope that this supports you. This is the key, in my opinion, to healing the suffering of the world, is finally embracing our wholeness. I am the woman who sometimes doesn't want to get out of bed, who sometimes has fear, who sometimes goes through little mild bouts of depression and feeling unworthy and feeling like I'm not good enough and feeling fear of being my authentic self. And I'm also a fractal of Isis, a fractal of Mott, a fractal of Queen Nefertari. I am all of it, as are you. And the more that we can be in relationship with that, the easier it becomes to just be the observer of our emotions and to not be reliving the past or worried about the future or wishing we would have done something differently or said something differently. The power is in the present. The power is in the new moment. We can absolutely heal present, past, and future generations simply by understanding this concept. And if you're not fully understanding all of this, the invitation is just to breathe in and knowing that these transmissions are coming to you, permeating your being on a cellular level. And that the messages that you got to receive were absolutely received. It's already happening inside of you. Would love to know how this is landing. And I think the last piece that I want to leave you with is that when we start to surrender and trust and link arms with the divine, we then become the divine in our human form. And this is where everything begins to fall into cosmic order. Should I share this or should I not share this? Hold off on sharing that. Okay, I'm going to wait on the next message. I'm going to create a new video because it gets to be a longer message. So I just want to leave you with this piece. There is no hierarchy. Surrender, trust, listen to the divine whispers of your soul and your multidimensional support so that you can then become whole, walk in wholeness. Then everything falls into order. And the last piece, it's funny, I keep going back and forth. I'm gonna do another video on this, but I want you, some of you are coming in after the fact and watching this. Start from the beginning. I invite you to start from the beginning and look at the transition of the breadcrumbs from the universe and the breadcrumbs from my support in guiding me and showing me that I was meant to go to Egypt. I was meant to have the full picture here for this moment, for me to get this clarity, to unlock exactly what I needed to unlock so that I could share it with you, so that you could then be it and share it and self-express it. And this is how life becomes so fun and joyful. The amount of miracles that happen and winks. I literally get winks from the universe all the time through license plates, through people coming into my field, through messages and meditation and prayer, like literally messages all the time, miracles all the time. I love being alive. I'm so excited to wake up and to see, what am I going to receive today? Like, what gift am I going to receive from somebody or something or from some being? And that to me is everything, because I have a zest for life again. Like I said, yes, I have my moments where I'm like, oh, right? Like I'm going through the dissolving of the old patterns, but I welcome it because I know now what's on the other side. And I'm so this like ecstatic bliss and this feeling of just being so excited to connect deeply with myself and other beings and other people is inexplainable. And this is my wish for the world, for us to stop numbing and to feel our feelings so that we can go deep, so that we can rise up. And to me, this is the key, right? It's the surrender and trust comes from the inner exploration so that we can then meet and ascend and meet the divine so that we can then integrate it back into our whole being. That's it. That's literally it. It's that simple. So I love you. Thank you for listening. If this doesn't resonate, that's okay. But I have a feeling, I know what many of you are experiencing right now. And I truly believe that this will support you in connecting to your psychic abilities, connecting to your intuition, discovering who your guides are, being able to listen to the gentle whispers of your soul that then become louder and louder and louder, feeling better in your body, having that be able to permeate in all of your relationships, to feel alive again, to truly feel alive. This is the key. We got to go in order to come up. So I love you. I shared this today in my group program. You sisters know who you are, and I felt called to share it with the rest of you. Have a beautiful day. Comment or drop me a DM if you have any questions. Did you hear that lightning and thunder? Oh my word. All right, blessings.